Hello, dear ones. Now I can share with you the energy update for March 2022, what's in the collective field and what is really important for us as individuals. And today's messages are very much for us on a practical level and on an individual level, that I can share with you what I sensed when I tuned into March. What are the big themes or topics? And I'm not talking about political topics, or because we can see them, they're part of the whole thing. I'm talking about vibrationally. Okay, and there are three things I can share with you, three aspects or topics. And the first one is the first invitation or message, really clear message to us who are on the path of more awareness and broader consciousness is: guide your fear to the door. Like, accompany your fear out. And I literally see this as your fear being like a person, and you have one hand at the back and the other hand holding the hand or showing the way. There you go. And you point to the door and you open the door and you gently guide or accompany your fear outside. And then feel free to close the door again. Because where humanity is so stuck at the moment is in fear. In fear of so many things. We know this, right? And every day more things are popping up that create more fear and more fear and more fear. And this, if we allow the external world to dictate how we feel inside, we're totally lost. We have no power. So we need to come back to our power. And this literally is, dear fear, I can see why you were here. I can see how. I can see the effects you've had on me. And by me, I'm talking about our little me, like the ego, the identification, because the fear can only interact with the ego. The soul does not know this, or us as who we really are. But our humanness, yes. So thanking the fear, but then also deciding no longer will my actions, my decisions, my thoughts even, or my emotions be led or dictated by fears. That fears that maybe were created on purpose by outside forces, by outside sources, for me to feel and then to stay in a certain state of being, in a certain state of consciousness, of awareness or non-awareness. So it is about us taking back the reins and coming back to our own power. And March is the beginning of that. So let's move into this. Take your fear and very gently and softly guide it to the exit. There's the exit. Au revoir. And every now and then it may come back, but develop an awareness of when fear comes back, what it feels like in your body, what thoughts you start having. Because once you actually deliberately guide your fear outside and you decide, I'm going to make decisions, I'm going to live from my own fear-free state of being, you are creating a different vibration in your daily life. And you're making different decisions and you're behaving differently. So release yourself from the fear. Free yourself from your fears. Because that way also, this is going into the collective. The more of us who become fear-free, if it's more and more and more, the collective field, the energy of humanity becomes less fearful and more fear-free. Very complicated, more fear-free. And therefore, we are impacting positively on the development and growth of humanity and humanity's consciousness. So that's the first thing. And it goes right into the second aspect, which is a message again to all of us. Let your light shine. Begin to shine. Show yourself. In whatever way this is this makes sense to you, show yourself. No longer hide your values, hide your views, yourself, your own light, because of fear. Now that you've accompanied the fear to the exit and it's out there, you come back to you and you begin to shine your light. And with that, with showing your values, who you are, fearlessly, like check what makes sense out there and what doesn't, and then respond and react, always obviously consciously and lovingly, compassionately for everybody, but true to yourself and to your own truth and your own guidance system and your own values, and show your light. And that way we can also help others, because what's very, very clear right now, this is nothing new, is that so many people are stuck in desperation. They are overwhelmed with everything at this stage, with the emotional pressure and emotional, even with loneliness, with pressure from all angles, in all varieties, and also like emotionally, psychologically, socially. So many people are so in fight or flight mode, or feel so alone and desperate and sad and isolated and depressed, that we really, really need to support each other. The past 2 years have not been easy, and we need to support each other. So let us shine our light, let us show ourselves to the world, who we are, and with that, let us support and help others. Be there for others, see their needs, support them. Create groups, or even visit people or interact with them. But always also, and that's the third point, from a state of being which is more elevated, which means we need to clean up our vibration. We need to lift up our vibration, raise it. Very, very important for the next few weeks as well, to raise our vibration in order to be able to support others in doing the same, and not staying stuck within their fears, within their low vibration, and not getting trapped and sucked into other people's negative, and it's none of their fault, but their negativity, their depression, their sadness, their desperation, so that with our vibration, if it's more elevated, we are actually powerful enough to join them where they are, and then to support them and lift them up to also a better way of, or a more comfortable way of feeling, of being more in vibrational harmony with higher frequencies. So this is the third aspect of this month's energy, that we really look out for each other, we focus on our vibration, and we give ourselves the permission to vibrate high. And what does vibrating high mean? Very, very practically, it means to feel good. And by feeling good, it's not about making your little self, your ego, feel good by saying, okay, I feel good when I sit in front of the telly all day long and I eat sweets and I drink alcohol, and that's it. That's what makes me feel good at the moment. So I don't have to deal with the rest of the world, basically. Because that's obviously, and all of you who deal with vibration, you know this, that's a low vibration. That is a numbing vibration, which is not allowing us to lift up, to move up. So by feeling good, I mean really feeling good, whatever that means for you, feeling alive, feeling in love, feeling connected, feeling joy, feeling lightheartedness, feeling interest, feeling excitement, feeling adventure, feeling comfort, feeling closeness, feeling peace. Whatever it is, but that we are actually giving ourselves permission to feel that. In the middle of everything that is going on, and it doesn't mean ignoring the world, it means lifting our vibration so we can contribute to the lifting of the vibration of the world. Because dabbling in the negativity and getting lost and talking about this all day long, and we're only contributing to it, we're only making it worse. So with our consciousness and our light, let us shine. And let us shine the realization onto everything that we need to live first, what we want to experience out there, what we want others to live, what we want to share with the world. We need to be it, we need to live it. And you hear me say this very often. And my guidance is saying that so often. And inviting me to share this with you, because there's no point in complaining about what's going wrong in the world if we cannot even live it in our own little bubble of our own little life, what we want to live, which is let's live in peace, let's live in harmony, let's live in understanding and compassion for each other. We cannot claim this is the aim that we want the world to be at, but we don't know how to live it within ourselves and in our little life. Yes, so this is the invitation, and I actually love the frequency, the vibes that came through when I received this as what's there for the month of March, because the vibration feels very, very encouraging. It feels encouraging to focus on what's wanted. And what's wanted, I assume, because you're watching this, it's the same for you and me, what we really truly want. And it's not rocket science, it's very, very simple. So that it strikes a chord in, okay, yes, I want to live it. Yes, I want to focus on it. And thank you for showing me that there is no need for me to hold on to fears any longer. I can guide them to the door. I can release them, and I can choose to act and live from my own power point again. So to me, this feels very encouraging, because we need each other and we need this for ourselves. We really need to look after our own health as well, right? So make sure you do feel good. In the raising of the vibration, give yourself permission to feel good mentally, in whatever way. Right? It's so important. And if you feel certain things, you cannot get yourself out of a certain state of maybe depression or feeling very low, seek support and find people. I know it sounds very simple, but ask the universe or the divine or whatever you work with to guide you, to support and help to get you out of this. Right? Because you're never alone. We're never alone in this. We always have our supporters, our helpers, the helpful energies, our higher self. So ask them or your higher self to guide you to bring you help and support that's needed right now if you cannot get yourself out of it by yourself. Right? That's totally okay. And then you will notice once you do that and once you experience the support from someone else, you're actually able to give support to somebody too then. Okay? So I'm going to love you and leave you for today, and we'll talk again next time if you want to.